But this is something I wrote on September 30th of 2002. It was the Monday after Garrett died. I was at a loss, the family left the house, and I wrote it in about 20 minutes, I guess, crying. And it just, it's all right. So a lot of you have seen it online on All Things Moto, but I've never tried to read it. What? Oh, she just told me she hasn't read it. That's good. Anyway, it says, Dear Garrett, this letter is for you, though you already know what will be said. So thanks for being there for me, little man. Hopefully writing this will help me. I remember when you were born, the doctor said that you had a rough road ahead. They questioned whether you would live because your lungs were underdeveloped. That Monday evening, I stood over your little bed and I see you. There were needles in your head. Oh boy. All kinds of monitors and beeps. As I stood there sobbing and talking, you turned your head towards my voice and squeezed my fingers. I'll never forget that squeeze. It was as if the Almighty was telling me it would be okay. And for 17 glorious years it was. I remember God promising, I remember promising God that if He would save my son, that I would seek Him. Thankfully He did, and I did. In retrospect, I have learned not to attempt to make deals with the Almighty, but to be thankful, but to thankfully acknowledge His many blessings regardless of how long they last. Mom's having a tough time now. She remembers your movements in the womb and how that special bonding takes place. I'm trying to help her, son. Mom is strong, but she misses you like only a mom can. We sit with your pillow. We smell your scent. We hold your picture and weep. No, I get it. I know the time heals all wounds, but I will believe it when I feel it. All the family is gone now, and the three of us deal with the realities of your fleshly passing, yet cherish the memories. We miss you, son. Shannon went to school today. She's a real trooper, and she's holding out okay. She misses her brother. Mom talks about both of you and relating it to a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, the kind you like. Shannon represents the jelly, and you represent the peanut butter. Both are good together, or both are good separately. However, together there comes a synergy known by all. I will think of you every time I have a TBJ. Mom made Shannon one this morning. Son, I told you how many times how special you are, and that I love you, and I will cherish forever your hugs. You always made it a special point to tell me, good night, Dad, love you. I miss hearing that. But we'll forever be grateful that it was said over and over. I thank God that your memories of the new Dad outweigh the memories of the old Dad. I'm very proud of you. Dang it, it's raining out here. I'm very proud of you, son. I can think of nothing that I would change about who you are and what you stood for. Daily we reach many crossroads of life, and as we discussed, you had two choices, the right turns and the left turns. Son, you made those decisions, not Mom or me. Son, I've said many times, I'm proud of the decisions you made and are making, even the ones that resulted in your fleshly death. Son, you did it right. You did it right. Yesterday I rode your YZ450 for the first time. I finished the lap you started because I knew you would have wanted it that way. He never finished his first lap when he died here. So I came out 7 days later and finished the lap. There was quite a few people here, and that's why I wrote that. I don't know how I had the courage to do that. Your split-second decisions prior to the accident and during the accident were revealed to me yesterday. You did it right, son. I learned that you came off the footplate when you landed at the berm. The distance was damn near 200 feet. Witnesses told me you opened the throttle on the 450 and climbed back on the bike in midair and whipped it left, steering past the trees. You were leaning off the right side of the bike as you always did when you were whipping it. You were truly one with your bike, son. This is when you hit the tree. You were close, little man. Close. I'm going to keep the Z450 just like you left it in Ryan. It is not the same, son, but I know exactly what you meant about the YZ450 when compared to your YZ426. I can't believe Yamaha did the 426. They just pulls and pulls. I felt as though your 450 took the corners with me, son. I sensed your presence as we talked that first lap. Bradley and Paula were there was there checking over your 450. He did something to your rear brakes. It did not work well after the crash. Bradley pointed out to me that the 450 rear braking system has a reservoir, and when the bike lay down, some of the air must have gotten into the system. I just used the front brake like you taught me, son, but the rear brake works great now. I think I may try to slide a berm or two whenever I get comfortable on the bike. Bradley wore your school ID and takes it to work every day. I gave it to him, son. He sure loves you. Yesterday, many at the track who rode sensed your presence. Zach was riding flawlessly, just like me. We always said, poetry in motion. Jason Pierce from Thumpertalk jumped the triple step up, too, in your memory, Garrett. Eric, Jeff, Chris, and Nick all rode in your honor. Matt found the courage to jump the triple step up again where you died. Garrett, his dad was there and watched him ride for the first time ever. It was awesome. Just like Matt said, coming back from the hospital after you died. God truly works in mysterious ways. Mom and I learned of a special friend, Lindsay, whose heart you had captured. I know you read her note as we did. Her conversation with Mom was a great comfort. She too has sensed your presence in technology class. That's an interesting thing, you know, when Garrett was in technology class, he would be playing Motocross Madness, you know. He got good grades, he was a gifted kid, but he would be playing Motocross Madness, and the teacher would come back and uninstall it off the computer. And so Garrett would put it back on the computer and hide it, so he'd be back there and he'd be moving around like that, and he was playing Motocross Madness. Unbelievable. It figures you would show up there. Did you know the drapes in her room are the same material Mom used in your bathroom? That reminds me of the old saying that coincidences are just miracles where God decides to remain anonymous. Both she and Shannon had asked me to teach them to ride. I will teach them. I know you wouldn't mind. I gave Shannon and Lindsay a ride on the 450 yesterday. I know what you did and why you did on Thumper Talk. Those folks are absolutely incredible. I'm totally blown away by how many people that you have touched just by being Motorman 393. We're now hosting your website for as long as they exist. You even have a corner they call a Motorman 393's Corner. I am humbled by how many folks you touched just by being Garrett. In retrospect, I'm not surprised because you always had a kind heart and a gentle word. During the past week, I have reflected on many talks that we had about God, life, honesty, integrity, work ethics, decision-making, and the resultant rewards and their consequences. I imagine that at the times and talks we had together as dad and son, father and friend, and two with very similar passions is what will carry me through the difficult times. One's life today. Garrett, I love you so much, and I'm so proud of you. Son, you taught me in this life, this minute, son, the things you taught me in this life. You know, as you ride and roost in the heavens, say hello to my mom. It'll be 23 years since she died. It's now 29 years on October 1st. Son, we will be talking later today, and I imagine many days in the future. Half my heart has been blown away. Garrett, without my relationship with God, Mom, Shannon, and all our friends, I would not have been able to make it. Like Matt said to me, God truly does work in mysterious ways. Thumper Talk was just one of the many blessings that God has and will continue to help us get through days like this one. Damn right. I'll always love you, son, like we talked Wednesday before you died. I thank God for the memories we have together. I just never thought it would be me remembering the memories. Son, no man will ever be more proud of their son than I am of you. You did it right, son. You did it right. All my love, Dad. Now you think, why in the heck would I try to come up here and read something like that? I have never been able to read that without crying. But sometimes you just react when things happen. And in life, as you know, and hopefully none of you won't be in the shoes that my family and I are in by losing a child, but adversity will take us down and it will kill you. Or you can try to look for the good that comes from tragedy and help other people. And because of your generosity and support for this event to remember those who rode, it started with the tragedy of my family and goes on, many people are helped with the monies that you guys generate. So I thank you very much.